Alright, let's talk about the Section 22 retirement Excel assignment. So Pearl works for this company and she wants a retirement plan. Her company has a matching program where they're going to contribute 50% of what she does. And she's got a pretty good APR, 4.75. And she wants to have somewhere between $250,000 and $300,000 after 25 years of saving every month. Okay, so we're going to use Excel to try to figure out, what is this magical number that Pearl needs to contribute to get to that goal, right? The reason why you don't want it to be too high is because if you put too much money in a retirement account, well, now you don't have anything to live off of. So you got to make sure you have enough money to buy your essentials. Okay, so let's open up an Excel sheet. And there's some really cool stuff we can do with Excel on a problem like this. So I'll kind of show you some of that here. So now for this problem, I'm just going to kind of make one up so I'm not doing the exact same problem you're doing. Otherwise, I'll take all the fun out of it. So let's say, instead of Pearl, we got Fred. And Fred's going to have a certain contribution. So we'll call this Fred's contribution. Okay, and then the company is also going to match it. So we have a company match. And then we're going to have the total contribution. Contribution. Okay. And then off to the side here, let's kind of write down what the APR is and how many years he's doing this for. All right, so I have everything labeled here. Let's say Fred's going to put in $100. Now his company, let's say they do a 25% match. They're going to put in 25% of what Fred does. So you can calculate the company's match by doing 25% of that. That's $25. So now if I were to change this to $300, notice how that company match always changes. So this is a nice way to do it. No matter what Fred puts in, you can see what the company match would be. To get the total, we're just going to take Fred plus the company. There's your total. Okay, so now just by adjusting Fred's contribution, you can see how everything else is adjusted from there. So that's kind of a cool way of doing that. Okay, now the APR is going to be something. We'll just say 7%. Do a nice high APR. Let's say you're going to save for 50 years, so you're working a long, long time. All right, so with all this information now, I want to see what the retirement balance is. Okay, and that's going to equal our future value. Okay, first thing in the future value formula is the rate. Well, here's the rate right there. It's E2. Now don't forget to divide that by 12 because we're doing monthly, not yearly contributions. If you were making a one-time a year contribution, you would just do E12. Since you're doing it every month, you have to divide that by 12. All right, number of payments. How many payments is he making? Well, he's making 12 payments a year for 50 years. So 12 times 50. Okay. And then how much is he putting in? Well, you put the negative sign. He's putting in 50, but $62 are being put in on his behalf. Okay, and so we have this set up where if I wanted to, change my APR, I could change my APR up here. If I wanted to change how many years, I could change that up here. If I wanted to change my contribution, I would change Fred's contribution, and that would change both of those. Okay, so in Fred's case, he'd have 300,000. If this was the problem you guys were doing, that'd be too much. So maybe Fred should only put in 40. If he puts in 40, you can see that all of these drop, and that number changes. All right, now let's say maybe Fred didn't have a 7% APR, it was only 1%. Now you can see how much of an impact that makes. All right, he went from 272,000 down to 38,000. Okay, so now if Fred wanted to put more in, he had to do, and that still wouldn't work. That wouldn't do it. Okay, now he's over the 250,000 mark. Okay, so you're just kind of messing with the contribution to see what you need. Now, kind of another neat thing you can do, just screwing around, is let's say Fred puts in 200. Say he's got like a 4% APR. 50 years is going to give him almost $500,000. What if he only saved for 10 years? Drastically different. What if he managed to save for 60 years? Now you're looking really high. So this is kind of neat where you can look at someone who maybe you can only put in $20 a month. But if you save for 60 years, you're getting, 75,000 almost. So kind of a fun spreadsheet to kind of play around with stuff. Maybe your APR is, 8, you get a really good investment. Now you're making almost $500,000 just with $20 a month. Okay, so if you can get really good interest rates, that can help out a lot. Okay, so you have a lot of fun with the spreadsheet, just messing with stuff. If we go back here, you're going to basically figure out what the solution is, and then you're just going to explain. Write a paragraph explaining kind of what process you went through, what your initial guesses were, how you set up the formulas, kind of go into some detail on that. So for that, I'm not going to make you do a new a Word document. Just go to Insert, take a text box, and slap it right there, and just say blah blah blah. Talk about that, and then you submit the Excel file, one piece, and you're good to go. All right, so enjoy this problem. I think it's a lot of fun.